Welcome back to the marketplace with me, Sandra Esenam Apeno. For 20 years and counting, he has been building and providing affordable homes to Ghanaians, but the absence of a regulator in the housing industry means he has had to deal with land guards and unregulated price schemes, among other challenges. This is the story of a real estate developer, Nicholas Brown.
Since 2018, Parliament has been urged to pass the Construction Industry Development Authority (CIDA) bill to ensure the sanitization of the construction industry and hold all professionals in the industry accountable and get rid of substandard individuals. But a real estate developer and the owner of Blue Rose Limited, Eric Ebo-Aqua, tells Joy Business that the absence of the CIDA bill means for over 20 years he has had to deal with land litigation and funding issues coupled with a high cost of building materials, which has also slowed his business.
Real estate business for the past 20 years, but the business has been there for the past 31 years. So 20 years we have been delivering quality and affordable houses to the people of Ghana. We Blue Rose, we don't just build houses, we develop a community whereby you can get schools, you can get shops, offices and other. So it's a complete community with water, light and fiber optic. As a real estate developer, our two major challenges is land litigation and the funding, the cost of funding. Land, you see, the land system is not too well structured, so you buy a land, you go through a whole process, and someone somewhere will just come and say that, oh, it's for me, whilst even the land is registered. These are one of the things that we are looking up to for the land bill. We are looking up that the land bill will structure it. Then the cost of funding, you know that we borrow at 30% and thereof. And if you borrow at 30%, it becomes very difficult to work and to earn, to pay back and also earn a profit, because we are also business, we have staff to pay, and we are also obliged to sell the houses to so that it will be affordable to the ordinary worker. So these are the major challenges that we are coupled. But the other minor challenges like bureaucracy in permit process and all that things, acquiring utilities, they are all challenges, but the major ones are the land litigation and cost of funding. I think a CIDA bill will help, because it's like, playing football without a referee. You get it? Imagine, two teams playing football without a referee. Everybody will just be fouling and nobody cares. So the CIDA will be like a kind of like a referee, so that it will help for us to have the standard. We will have standard, so that they will oversee and they will also make it more structured.
However, the Ghana Real Estate Developers Association says it is unfortunate to see the unwillingness of successive governments to establish a national housing authority, which will provide room for low and middle income earners to own houses in the country. Samuel Amegaibo is the executive director of GREDA.
National Housing Policy. This document was launched in 2015. And if you look at page 27, this document will tell you about the intention of this policy. You see, when you have a policy, it's a framework that you have sort of ironed out based on stakeholder involvement to agree that this is the way Ghana wants to go when it comes to housing delivery. When you are finished with this, the next thing you go is to institute the legal framework to run the things that you have all agreed. But as you can find out from the Ministry of Works and Housing that since this thing was launched in 2015, what have we achieved in terms of milestone to get this document fully implemented? Not much. There was a mention of housing authority prescribed in this book, which I can give you later, you will look at it, that we needed a housing authority. If it was not necessary, a whole stakeholder engagement would not have ironed out as an important. It has not been done.
Mr. Amegaibo has therefore called for the swift passage of this bill to regularize the construction industry and ensure adjudication and faster resolution of issues in the industry.
As soon as yesterday. You see, if you can't have a bill that has been in existence from 2000 2011 and it's still hanging. Do you know how long the real estate agency bill has been in the offing? It's over 27 years old. 27 years. Names has changed. When it originally started, the name keep changing until now that we are calling it Real Estate Agency Bill. And it has taken over 20 years to get to where we are. We will be lucky if this current government will even pass it, because if they don't pass it, we'll fall into the same problem of getting it into the next government. When there are rules and regulations by all players involved in the sector, it makes it easier for better adjudication and faster resolution of disputes when they arise.
When passed, the bill is expected to serve as a referee to deal with proper pricing regulation, cost of building materials, and also attract investors to the industry. Reporting for Joy Business, I am Nicholas Brown.